Alright, what's up people? This is SiTHFuRioN, and right now we're going to be jumping more into The Last Kingdom. We're on episode 6, our series 4, super quick recap. And I know I keep saying that and then I sit here rambling on for ages, but super quick recap, okay? So last time, Aethelred was killed by the Arslicker. He was wounded in battle and like there was a chance like he might have survived, but I think ultimately he would have just bled out from his injuries and died and stuff. But the Arslicker killed him because he basically said no to the Arslicker being betrothed or married or whatever it is to his daughter, who's still a child. She's like, I don't know, she's what, 10 or 11 or something? Like, the fuck, man. Of course, things in Mercia are getting kind of complex. The elder men aren't happy with what's going on. Edward has kind of swooped in to try and put things right, and that's why he wants to marry his niece off to the best man, who appears to be the Arslicker, apparently. Of course, Edward wants to keep the bond between the two countries. But then right at the end, basically, Aethelred was kind of like locked away to give her time to mourn, as the Arslicker put it. And the Arslicker's sister, I was trying to think of a name. It's Edith, right? I'm sure her name is Edith. She got her out of the little cell that she was in and helped her to escape. And Aethelred told her to go and get word to Uhtred where I'm going and I'll meet him and this and that. Uhtred has also gone to find his own children and also Aethelred's daughter. All the kids are there underneath Uhtred's protection. But yeah, I'm just generally really looking forward to getting into this new episode because damn, this season has been so good so far, man. It really, really is. Just the way that certain characters has been written, like there's characters that I've really disliked before now, and then like just I'm starting to feel for certain characters, man. It's just so good writing. Very clearly, like the last episode, like with Aethelred, with how he like on his deathbed, literally, like he had a moment where he said, "No, my child, I promise, my wife." You know, it's like I said, it's not like he redeemed himself, but he was kind of like he just had one moment where it was like he kind of came through in the end to a certain degree, you know. He was written to be a dickhead character. The actor has done a tremendous job with the role, but he was written to be a bit of a dick. You know, same as Elswith. Elswith, for like the last few seasons, has been written to be a bit of a dick. She's just a mother who thinks she knows best, and she's got to a point where she's made some bad calls, she's made some bad choices, you know, and ultimately it's led to her being locked away. Aethelred was locked away, and Edward is surrounded by snakes, pretty much, who are misleading him because they've got their own agenda and shit. Like I said last time, I think Aethelred would be turning in his grave right now, man. Like, the fuck. Okay, we're gonna get into this, episode 6. Let's do this, man.
I bring a message from Lady Aethelred.
How did you find us?
Lady Aethelred herself said you spoke of travelling the road to Cheyester. I've done what I promised. You can choose to believe it or not.
Where do you go?
I do not care. I have family in Francia.
That way is inland.
Ships come in near Cheyester. Travel with us, we will show you. When did Aethelred leave?
Last night, in haste. Without much silver and only Lord Oldhelm to protect her.
We should not do this. If she found us, so will they.
Are you good with children?
Not really.
Excellent, neither are we. We go back.
Okay, so she's going to become in that little group, alright.
Lord King, the priests are telling me that the room offered to Aethelred to grieve is empty. It appears she has also left Aethelred.
So she has conspired with Uhtred to betray us.
And they're saying your sister Edith was the one who conspired to release her.
Then all these traitors should be dragged back on their knees. I apologize, Lord. I speak only out of frustration.
Aethelred is in grief and does not know herself.
And what if the Aldermen discover Lady Aethelred and Lady Elfwin are missing?
They will not discover that, because all the fugitives will be found.
We're pinning it on Uhtred again, are we? But I think the Arslicker is going to be really dangerous, man. sickness.
Leave that be.
Lord, it is spread by touch.
No, it is the air that spreads it. Do you have it?
No.
Go.
And the animals. We should kill the horses.
Father, what if I breathe the air?
It will not matter. It only takes sinners.
No, that's not true. Your father's right. It's in the air, and it could take us, right? Lord. Lord, I have followed you without complaint. But do not inflict this on men who've been loyal to you.
Finnan, we have no choice. We have to alter the plan. We leave the horses somewhere safe. We'll be safe from the sickness, trust me.
Can we not have a plague or a virus coming through? Like, it's a little bit close to home with everything that's going on outside my fucking front door. Fuck's sake. Jesus.
God wants us to right the wrongs done to Mercia.
Nevertheless, I will be betrothed to the child, and I will succeed the throne.
If it is so certain, why is it not yet done? I think the king conceals something and lies to us.
Not gonna lie, I literally thought that was his daughter in the last episode. Because when they were talking about, oh, his son, this, and I was like, whose fucking son? Where's the son? It's the hair, man. Like, at least tie it back or something. Shit.
Father Piolik, how do the preparations proceed?
Forgive me, but we should delay all ceremonies. They say the sickness is coming. People are abandoning their villages.
The ravage is worse than any Dane invader. We have to protect Aethelred.
This is crazy, man. We don't need some fucking crazy virus going around in the show. We got enough going on outside. But I know, like, around that time period, there was, like, issues with plagues and shit.
You cannot close the gates when the people seek refuge.
We have to protect the town, Bulger. The other aldermen would agree, you know this.
Perhaps we should keep it open. The people are clearly frightened.
And frightened people frighten others. Overrule me on this. And the Witten will say you seek to conquer us.
Besides, for now, Burgred has no men to fight for him.
Shut the gates.
Shut the gates!
See, like, on one hand, I kind of agree. Like, if it's that bad, like, you have to, you know, it's kind of like what's going on now. Like, you have to cancel all the flights. You have to put your borders up. You can't just let people come and go as they please. Like, it's a shitty situation. But just because people are on other side, just because people are on the other side of the war doesn't mean you have to, like, neglect them. You can still get food out to them and shit. Like,
Where's Lady Elswin? And who helped her? Who betrayed us?
oh, shut up. She's so annoying. Got that little smirk on her face, like, yep, I'm free. It's so silly because I really disliked her character.
Hurry! For your own safety, don't stay here.
Do the Danes return?
No. The sickness is taking young and old. Escape the foul airs while you can. Follow us. We go north.
Join them.
No. We'll miss Alfred.
Lady, do not be foolish. The sickness takes all, regardless of rank.
I would rather be foolish than abandon my child.
And it's safer to kind of like stay away from crowds and shit.
What's wrong with you?
I have a fever from the grasses.
They probably closed the roads to contain the sickness.
Aethelred will have gone on ahead to Cheyester. We should do the same. How much longer?
Ask again and I will not reply.
Are you kidding me?
Should be able to see the cross any moment.
This show, like, in the past, it seems like England was this tiny little place because people kept bumping into each other all the time. Just a few episodes, they bumped into Hairston walking through the woods. Like, but now, like, they just... they can't find each other.
What are you looking for, Finnan? Bodies! I know the sickness is close.
Why are you shitting yourself?
I've seen men as strong as bears at breakfast time. Gurgling. Blood and pus by supper time. You little runt.
He's really scared, isn't he? Don't blame him, shit.
Gigabyte just training for being a wife.
I will not become a wife. Hard work for too little reward.
I'm liking her so far, man. She's like a little proper badass. I love it.
Look at Elfin. Her face is red. She clearly sickles.
She just needs some rest. We all do. How long have we been on the road, Lord? 2 days? And no sight of Edward's men. They do not know the land up here, Lord. Children need the rest.
No. Can we not? No. No. We're not having any kids die in the show. Nope.
Eardwolf has left Aylesbury with 12 of our best men. Why does he travel in time of sickness?
He has gone to protect the Lady Elfwin.
He is a man devoted to his betrothed.
He's devoted to himself and would risk the bad air only for treasure. Anyone here could have warned you of that.
Ooh.
Eardwolf has gone to find Elfwin.
Yes.
You assured me he would do as we requested. I asked him to remain.
He is a man of action, not a man of politics.
In future, advise me better in whom we place our trust.
Who you place your trust, and you're putting it into him. Oh, God, Edward. If your father could see you, man.
Good morning, Princess.
Anyone who shits liquid will be left behind.
Anyone who shits liquid. What the fuck? Oh shit. What was I doing? They were right there. Oh shit. Wow.
Lord, we should go.
Nope.
Why is my mother being held at the gate?
The order applies to highborn and low.
This is the wife of Alfred.
Nonetheless, you agreed we should not risk the sickness being brought into our town.
The king's mother cannot be treated the same as a peasant.
She can, if you are to respect the Wutan.
Lord, if you make an exception for your mother, you will be seen as overruling Mercian wishes.
Tell them to open the gates.
I cannot speak in the king's name, and that would be to overreach myself.
The Eldermen are overruled! Open the gate immediately!
See, I get it. That's his mum. He wants his mum in safe, but it's... It's literally going to, like, come across like he's picking favourites.
Let's good Mercian suffer whilst his own kin are preferred. I fear you were right, Aethelred. King Edward seeks to conquer us.
Wow. Fuck's sake.
Has something happened in Winchester, Mother?
Apart from being threatened on your behalf, nothing whatsoever.
It was not an order I sent.
Who then? Who decided to treat me in that way?
I do not know. It is a mistake.
A mistake. Or perhaps the girl lied.
If by the girl you mean the Queen, no. Aethelred is a gentle soul.
Lord
She would not...
Aethelhelm, then. He despises me and seeks to have me diminished.
He does not speak in my name without my knowledge.
I think he schemes to his own plan. I simply wish to see Aethelflaed.
She is not here. She is somewhere in Mercia with Uhtred Ragnarsson.
She travels the road in times of fever.
She has chosen to run with him and abandon her life as a widow.
And is this known by the people?
Obviously not, nor will it be.
But your father will see it. From above. Alfred will see it. And feel despair.
Yep. Like I was saying, he would be turning in his fucking grave. What the fuck? She's pregnant as well. What the fuck, man?
To think men die to defeat you. You smell of shit.
Personally, I'd rather smell of shit than actually be shit. The fuck, man. And you know she's gonna blame Aethelred for it as well.
As I say, I taught myself many things. My blood on this rune is to protect us on our journey.
I can see her mum in her so bad. I can see Gisela really, really, like, just real good casting on that one, man. Same kind of feisty attitude. Like, I'll fuck you up if you push me. Don't, you know.
If you feel any worse, you tell me or Edith.
I will.
You are true warriors, aren't you?
I don't know about true warriors.
I mean, it's strange to spend so much time with men and not be seen as a thing to be used.
Oh. Well, if you're offended, I can always...
I'm not offended.
Because she's so used to being around her dickhead brother, like, you know, she's ran some, like, real men for a change, you know?
Oh, Audrey, you are a turd. She was a great warrior once.
As you were the great warrior, brother.
Come on, man. Can't anyone tell that she's pregnant? Like...
I'm not concerned about Edward. He seems to have come to his senses at last. But why has my daughter taken leave of hers?
Okay, you need to put your son straight. You know what I mean? Set him back on the right path, like...
You imprisoned your own sister and then sent men of violence to hunt her and Elfwin down.
No violence has been ordered.
And now your sister is in harm's way. Not to mention your son.
My son is protected in Winchester.
Your firstborn, Ethelstan, I had hidden at Saltwich.
Mother.
I sent him there.
Mother!
I sent him there because threats were made against him. So at best, 2 of my grandchildren travel on open ground in time of sickness. How has it come to this, Edward? But children should not be dragged into politics, Edward. We know this. The ones that are, well, we know they rarely survive.
Wow. Wow. I found myself getting a little bit choked up then for some reason. Like, I just feel like Aethelred has kind of grown so much and just... She still wants to do the right thing by her kids, you know? It's just she's, like I keep saying, she's made mistakes and now she's trying to put things right. Whoa, whoa.
It's a sickness! Stay back! Stay back!
Fuck. That's probably the source of where the fucking sickness is coming from. People drinking the water downstream or something, like...
Shield the little ones!
Elfwin, come with me. Or I will kill all of these people, then I'll find your mother and I'll kill her too.
She will stay where she is. Elfwin, we are betrothed.
When the fighting kicks off, run like hell towards the trees, wee man.
I want her back. Are you ready, sister warrior? She's ready.
He murdered Lord Aethelred! I witnessed
So
it!
speaks a traitor of mercy.
As he lay mortally wounded in his bed!
This is the words of a whore!
I will swear to it on the book! Aethelred refused to allow my brother to marry this poor child. So he killed him. That is the man you serve. Ask him why Aethelred was late to the fight at Seton Hall. Because this man lied to you. He killed and buried the messenger that Edward sent, alerting us to the trouble.
My men will not be fooled by your lies.
Let the woman speak.
Oh my god, yeah, he fucking robbed him as well, didn't he? Oh shit.
It is Lord Aethelred's. It has his seal.
You're fucked, mate. You're fucked.
Save yourself before these men kill you. Flee to Francia, brother.
Fuck off, dipshit. You know we ain't seen the fucking last of him. He's gonna turn back up again at some point. But okay. She's really climbed up on my list of like characters we can trust and, you know.
Who did this to you?
Danes. They told me to say they are intent on slaughter. And that yours is the first head they will take.
You see the smirk on Breeder's face. Oh my god.
You two go on the road and find Aethelred. Tell her child is safe for now. Edith and Osford will guard her here until Edward has sworn he will not harm her. And we tell him what kind of a man he trusted.
What?
So we fight for peace, Lord?
I cannot let them turn on each other. We do it. We do it.
How are you, man?
I fear she's getting worse.
Can you keep her alive until I return?
We will do everything we can.
No, we're not.
She's the future.
Ah, next episode, man. Come on. No talking, let's just go straight to the next one. Oh my god. I actually quite liked that episode. Just felt like it was constantly moving. I just think it's a bit funny, like how I said earlier about how in the past, not just with this show, but most shows like Game of Thrones became really bad in like the later seasons. How it became like the land that all of our characters was in was so small because everyone just kept bumping into each other. You know what I mean? and like with this one, it's like they come so close, but oh no. But now we have this virus, this plague going around. And like I said, it's a bit weird. It's a bit close to home with what's going on outdoors. I mean, I've been pretty much self-isolated for the last couple of weeks now because I'm in the vulnerable group because I'm an ex-smoker and become an asthmatic, and you know, so yeah, it's not fun. But I kind of get Edward's like thing about how like they need to keep the people safe, so close the gates and everything. But then his mum turned up and just. I think they could have handled that a little bit better, you know, instead of it being in front of fucking everybody. I mean, Edward could have very easily have gone up onto the walkway over the gate and leaned over and spoke to his mum like, there's a plague, there's sickness, I'm trying to protect the people of Mercia. You know, why have you come? And da-da-da-da, like head home, we can talk later. Like, try to... Or even I've left and gone and spoke to her privately somewhere, you know what I mean? But the fact that he basically was just a little boy whose mother was outside the gates and he wanted to bring her in safe. That's all that was to me, you know what I mean? That I can't even say, well, or if Alfred was in that kind of situation, he would have done this, he would have done that. I don't think Alfred would have even gotten himself into that position, you know? But now, just on that one little action, all the aldermen in Mercia are all gonna be talking and, you know, all between themselves like, yeah, it's like Edward only wants to come and just take over. I don't know, man. Just the whole thing is really, really fucked up. I did get a little bit kind of choked up when Aethelred was talking to like Edward, and she brought up Athelstan and everything. Like, I don't know, it's like, this is a character that I've not really liked, and she's starting to grow on me. Like the more I see her, the more I feel like she's trying to do the right thing. Like, from her standpoint, she has always done what she believes to be was the right thing. That's why I think her character is so good, because sometimes things ain't just black and white. There's that grey area, and sadly that's where most people live. And I feel like her character, I don't know, I just feel like she's always tried to do the right thing, but she's made mistakes. She ultimately was in the wrong on like a few things. She's made some bad calls, and she's kind of paying for it now, you know. And to make it worse, she hasn't got Aethelred to kind of lean on for help or advice or something. She has to do it on her own now, you know. And everything that Aethelred kind of stood for is slowly being torn apart to like a certain degree. I mean, like, you know, like I was saying earlier about how like Aethelred was locked up, Aethelred was locked up, but it's like, it's even worse now to like a certain degree. It's like Aethelred is actually out in harm's way with this plague going around. Edward is fucking making bad calls, and then to make matters even worse, the next generation. You know, she said it herself, 2 of her own grandchildren are out there as well. And when she said that, I'm not going to lie, I got a little bit choked up, because it's kind of powerful for her to say that, you know, for her to say her grandchild, you know, because it's basically her way of acknowledging that that's her grandson. You know, it's not some bastard who was born out of wedlock and, you know, It's a part of her. It's her son's firstborn. You know what I mean? That's actually really powerful. So as a mother, like, she's always tried to do the right thing as a mother, but now she's a grandmother, and she's going to be more fierce. I think she might put herself in harm's way to protect her grandchildren at some point. I don't know, I just feel like she's going to be willing to do anything, even if it means put herself in harm's way, to kind of put things right, to kind of rectify the bad choices that she's made in the past. Like this new queen. The only reason that queen is in power in the first place was because Aethelred kind of like picked her, you know what I mean? Same thing with the queen's fucking father. Like, this guy is a snake. He's manipulating Edward. That's on Aethelred as well, because she made that call, you know what I mean? Like, Aethelred would be turning in his grave, man. As far as Aethelred and his group, I really, really hope, because as soon as they mention like the virus, the sickness, I'm watching everything. You know, who's touching who, and, you know, like there was the whole thing with SiTHFuRion's knife that he killed that one guy with. Yes, he cleaned it off, but then he gave it to Athelstan. And just, I'm paying attention to everything. Who's touching who, you know? That might be just down to my kind of mentality now. Like, I'm being a little bit paranoid, maybe a bit too over paranoid with what's going on. Like I said, I'm completely locked away. Like, I'm having nothing to do with the outside world, man. Apart from like food deliveries and stuff, and even then, everything, like anytime something comes into the house, it gets sprayed and wiped down with like bleach and shit. Like, I'm not taking no chances. Anyway, I'm paying attention. I don't want anyone to die because of this virus, especially in our group. Even though, just from a writing kind of standpoint, it would be a good way to kind of take out a character, because there's so many characters there now, and because there's so many, it would be kind of hard to stay focused on specific things. I mean, like, even Aethelred kind of feels like he's took a bit of a back seat a little bit this season, because he's always been like the one pushing the storyline. Now it seems like the main chunk of the storyline is Mercia and the power in Mercia. And Aethelred so far has just been kind of like a babysitter bodyguard, like he's just looking after these kids. You know what I mean? Because there's all these new players. Like you get what I'm saying, right? So if we cut down the amount of characters, then we could focus a bit more on stuff. What I'm kind of scared about, because I don't want to lose any of the main group. But I am watching who's touching who and everything. Even though all the kids have been lying there sleeping together, you know what I mean? All kind of hugging and touching as they're sleeping. So as far as this new girl, Edith, is it? I really want to say Edith, and I'm so sorry if I've got it wrong. Like, at first, new character, take a bit of time to kind of figure out where she kind of stands, where's her loyalties. like I've said before, even though her and her brother, they both had the same goal, the way that they got there was completely different. And just like the time that we've seen her with Aethelred and SiTHFuRion and Finan and everything, I like her being a part of the group and like looking after the kids and everything and doing the right thing. You know what I mean? By kind of, in a way, putting herself in harm's way, because when she stepped forward and say, no, you know, he's the one who killed Aethelred, he could have killed her at that moment or something, you know what I mean? I was kind of expecting her to die before she could actually speak the truth. But no, she spoke the truth, and the Mercian troops turned on the Arslicker, and the Arslicker went. She started climbing up on my list of like, okay, like, you're a good character, someone we can trust. And just like the dialogue about how like she found it a bit weird to be in the company of men who didn't like kind of look at her as like an object or something. What, you know, like I said, it's like she was just in the company of a dickhead brother for too long, you know what I mean? She hasn't been around real men, you know. Sadly, that happens, you know. There's actually people out there who's only ever really encountered dickheads, you know. But I like some of the interactions that like she had, especially with like the baby monk. Yeah, that was kind of cool, man. Not to kind of like automatically say, oh, there's a woman in the group, she's going to be a love interest for someone. No, I don't mean it like that. I'm saying like they could write her as a possible love interest. Like she was asking about Finan, his name and stuff. Like maybe that could become something. But I kind of hope that they don't do that. I kind of hope that she just stays as is without her being written as like a possible love interest for someone. Even though they could do that, like I said, but I would rather she kind of stayed as this kind of like strong female character, and she's protecting the children, what I really liked. You know, not to be kind of like stereotyped just because she's a woman, but like she's kind of like took on the role as like the mother. She's caring for the children, you know, especially, I can't think of her name, the one that's sick. She's caring for her, making sure that she's like well and everything. Like, I like that. I really do like that. But then thinking about it, like if we go back to the very start where we were last with Hild and Bjorka, and they were saying their goodbyes and everything, like if Hild had actually gone with them, that would be kind of Hild now. Like she would be sat there with the children, caring for them. But it kind of goes back to what I said about how like certain characters kind of take a back seat to introduce new characters. I'm sure I've said that before now. But yeah, like where's Hild? Like where's Hild now? You know, she's not actually in the show at all because we have these new characters. You know, so anyway, Breeder. Let's talk about Breeder. She's a prisoner. She's pregnant. She was getting a bit heavier pregnant. You could actually see a bit of a bump. They all can't be that dumb. They must be able to tell that she's pregnant. I honestly feel bad for her, of course, but like, you know, she's going to blame Aethelred. I'm just trying to think like who these dames could be. I kind of like, okay, I'm at two minds. On one hand, I kind of hope that they're somebody that we already know. Like maybe Heston has gone off, got some new forces, and they've come back and they've attacked a different part of the country, and they've settled in Wales, and you know, instead of going to England. That could be a possibility. And at the same time, I kind of hope that there's someone new. I kind of hope it's not even like someone that we already know from Vikings. Like it's just new characters. But to introduce the whole subject of Danes attacking now, while we've got so much other shit kind of going on, it's gonna dense the storyline a bit more. What's cool, I mean, like, Breeder still needs to escape, and you know she will at some point, or maybe the Welsh will get attacked and kind of get fucked over. So they'll be looking at it like, well, we need the Saxons. You know, we came to their aid, they should come to our aid. You know, maybe Aethelred will go over or something, and that's where Breeder their paths will cross again. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm going to find out. I'm going to be checking out the next episode right now. Really pumped. I'm pretty sure that there's things that I've completely skimmed over and I'm not talked about. I'm really liking the casting on Uhtred's daughter. I really like her. She seems to be a pretty badass little girl. Even though, like, when it kind of came to, like, the battle, she was, like, kind of standing with the dagger right up to her brother's face, and the baby monk had to push her hand down, like, yeah, we're ready. You know, even though she kind of comes across like the most feisty one, I think when it comes to actual combat, I don't think she's ever had it before. You know, of course, young Aethelred has now. You know, he's been in the middle of the battle. He's got a big scar on his face. Just like his father as well, because his father got that cut on the side of his face when he was younger. Is it the same side? I think it's the same side, right? Yeah, it's just like a bit of like weird mirroring. I thought, yeah, young Aethelred has tasted battle, while the girl hasn't. I still haven't got her name yet, sorry. I know it starts with an S. It's Straw or something like that. I don't know. I will get the names, man. I will get them. Yeah, okay. I'm going to wrap this up. Moving to the next episode. I'm loving this shit, man. I really am. Yeah, so by the time you watch this on YouTube, every single reaction to the full lengths are going to be up on my Patreon. Well, that's the plan anyway. I've had a bit of a... I've had some technical issues, I'm not going to lie. The capture card that I use to record Netflix as I'm filming started playing up, and I'm also trying to sort out my live streaming and everything, and I've literally had to buy a brand new capture card, and you know, I can start filming again. So I'm sorry that it's kind of took so long to get these reactions up, but alright, so we're going to start smashing through these, man. So hopefully by the time you watch this on YouTube, all the full lengths will be up on my Patreon right now. And as you watch this, episode 7 and episode 8 is up on my Patreon, early access, both reactions. Go check them out, man. All right, links are all down below. But for now, give this video a thumb up if you like it. Comment down below, let me know what you think. And subscribe if you haven't already, man. All right, I've been SiTHFuRioN, and I'll catch you in the next one, man.